Whether you believe it or not, the legend of Bigfoot has intrigued the public for literally several years. But Bigfoot's transatlantic counterpart is generally unheard of. Sighted numerous times within the town centre area of Wigan, this monstrous half-breed goes by the name Largefoot. Debbie Hobnob, lifelong Wigan resident, is only the latest in a long line of local simpletons to catch the creature on film.
I was videoing a police officer beat my elderly mother to a bloody pulp outside McDonald's when in the distance I spotted this tall ape-like figure heading down an alleyway.
Can you describe him?
He's about 6'5", totally naked and covered in hair. At first I thought it was our local MP. He has a habit of publicly sleepwalking nude.
You mean sleepwalking?
No, I don't. But seeing the creature was flaccid confirmed it. It's Largefoot, all right, I think. Maybe. Sorry, I'm completely shit-faced right now.
The hunt for Largefoot has now added Latin dance champion and part-time investnalist Philip Stein to its ranks. Mr. Stein has dedicated the last 72 and a quarter hours of his life to the hunt for Largefoot.
I remember when I was born, my father said to me, "Philip Stein, you can be whatever you want to be. Don't let anyone stop you following your dreams." And I said, "I want to be the man who finds Largefoot." My father looked me in the eyes and said, "Philip Stein, I want you out of my house immediately."
Increasingly, the residents of Wigan fear a Largefoot attack. For protection, people have started carrying cameras with them at all times, as this is the only way to ensure that they won't encounter him.
A lot of people don't believe in Largefoot, especially since Bigfoot was recently unmasked as a drunk man in a Chewbacca costume. But 100 years ago, they didn't believe in subatomic particles either. That's what I'm told anyway. We weren't actually allowed to do physics at our high school.
In a rare and exclusive interview, we managed to converse with Largefoot and get his side of the story.
Largefoot is last of his kind. My people lived in Great Forest. Now it's a shopping centre.
How would you describe yourself? You seem to be a distant relative of humans and apes.
Largefoot has no relatives, though Largefoot's cousin was the drummer for the Verve.
How do you feel about the media scrutiny? Do you like the attention?
Largefoot just wants to be left alone, to eat abandoned Greg's pasties, and for you to vote for him in Great British Bake Off.
Next week on The Quest to Find Largefoot. Largefoot is revealed as a hoax, and we show how a documentary film crew faked an interview with the hairy legend.
Mr. Buckley. Hello. Why, actually, I'm not wearing a bra. I know they are distracting. I was blessed with my grandfather's nipples. He could hang hand towels from them. Oh, stop it. Stop. Not here. It's unprofessional.
Angela, Mr. Buckley has arrived.
Yes, very well. Send him in.
Are you kissing that picture again?
Don't be ridiculous, Jean. I was cleaning it. Now send him in, please. Good morning, Mr. Buckley.
Is that a picture of me?
No, this is my dad. He looks a bit like you, though, eh? Now, have you signed in?
Of course I have. How else would you know I was here?
There's no need for such a negative and frankly aggressive attitude, Mr. Buckley.
Sorry. I didn't expect to still be here. I thought I would have found some form of work by now.
Well, it can take some time to adjust to life in the dole queue, but most people find it once the old spirit breaks, and each crushing disappointment is much like the last. Now, can I just confirm a few personal details with yourself?
Sure.
Name?
Mark Buckley.
Lovely. Manly. Age?
26.
Right. In your prime. Excellent. Marital status?
Single.
Great. That's just great. Let's get started.
Is that all you need to know?
Let's hear about this job hunt. Can't have an attractive young man like yourself out of work now, can we?
Right. Well, I've been thinking about maybe taking a new career route, actually. You see, I write, and I've just been told I'm quite good. I've been published. Just a few short stories, but I thought I'd maybe take this opportunity to give it a proper go. I mean, you're supposed to do what you're good at, isn't that what they say? And I've been told I'm quite good.
Mr. Buckley, I know you have fun in these meetings, and so do I. You know, you're the happy-go-lucky scamp, and I'm the stern, buxom workhorse. But I really think you need to take unemployment a little more seriously. I mean, I've been told I'm quite good at oral sex, but you don't see me dishing out blowjobs to the men from Greg's in exchange for the contents of the charity box now, do you? No. And why? Because Serge was deported, and I work here now.
Right.
I mean, that's not to say we can't enjoy our hobbies, even make a little money from them, should the opportunity arise. But I really think a reliable, steady income is what you need if you're to be the, whole package.
But I really think that this could be a reliable source.
Mr. Buckley, you know the fat lady, well renowned in these parts, who walks around with soiled leggings requesting pork pies?
Yes.
And you know what she does for a living, I wonder?
Well, I don't think she works.
She's a writer.
I really don't think she is.
She is. She wrote Midsummer Murders. Sir, heed my warning. If you take that course, you are one step away from exposing yourself to the overly made-up ladies that frequent the cafeteria in the precinct. And anyway, what about all these real jobs that I've been searching for you? Don't you even care?
Well, yeah. But if I've found something, then that's better, isn't it? Surely that shows I care.
You do?
Well, yeah, of course I do. Why else would I be here week after week?
Oh, Mr. Buckley, you don't know how happy I am to hear this.
I assure you, I want nothing more than to find a job. I mean, I was just saying to my girlfriend...
Wait! Girlfriend?
Yeah, well, I was just saying to her...
I thought you said that you were single. I wrote it down.
My marital status is single, yeah, but Charlotte and I...
Charlotte, it has a name. I'm sorry, I don't think I can help you any further, Mr. Buckley. In fact, I think it's best that you leave.
What?
Due to fraudulent information provided on your form, your benefit hereby terminated. And with that, Mr. Buckley, I bid you a good day.
This is mental. You can't do that.
I think you'll find that I can.
Is this all because I said I have a girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're some kind of predatory maniac.
Natch.
I'm going to report this.
Please don't make this harder than it already is. I've moved on. You should too.
I'll take this further. You won't get away with this. I'll see that you're fired. Then you can take a turn sitting here. See how you like it.
Angela? Oh my God, what happened?
It was an accident, Jean. He went for me.
Oh, Angela. Those scroungers.
Okay, boys and girls, now congratulations on finding your golden tickets, but please remember that this is just a promotional gimmick dreamt up by the marketing department. This is a real working chocolate factory. This is not, I repeat, not a story by Roald Dahl. Do you understand?
Yes, Mr. Wonka.
My name isn't Wonka, it's Whittaker. William Whittaker. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Wonka.
Let's just get this over with, shall we? Follow me.
Oh wow, it's a waterfall! A chocolate waterfall! I'm diving right in and drinking it all up!
That's actually a burst pipe from the men's toilets. There was a sign somewhere. Oh well, that'll be a lesson to the rest of you. On we go.
Hey look, it's a huge string of licorice. Do you think I can fit the whole thing in my mouth?
Nope, I'm pretty sure that was a wire. But on the bright side, she did fit the whole thing in her mouth. Never mind, look, there's still a few of you left. This way, please.
Who are those funny little people, Mr. Wonka? Are they Oompa Loompas?
No, they're white slaves, mostly Eastern European. Now, let's keep it moving.
Can we lick the walls, Mr. Wonka?
Oh yes, please. They look so tasty.
Well, you can.
Yay!
But wet paint is highly toxic, unfortunately, so... one left. One good little boy. What's your name?
Charlie.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, Charlie, here we are at the lift shaft. Can you guess what happens next?
Yes. Next we climb into the beautiful glass elevator and fly up to the roof. And look, here it is.
No. What happens next is we buy a lift. Children, eh? Where do they get their imaginations from?